This is the video review of Ganbero from Engine Sentai Go-Onger, also known as the Valve Max Megazord from Power Rangers RPM. Now in this set we have Berka, who is, he's kind of weird. He is a dolphin that's on a motorcycle, and he's kind of different than all the rest of the engines because he is the animal on a vehicle, not an animal that is a vehicle. Like we have Gunford over here, who is a dog who is a car, or a Carrigator down here, who is an alligator who has a car carrier. Now, anyway, this is a Berka. I basically like the way he looks. I just think it's weird that he doesn't fit the overall theme of the bunch. You do have this neat little play action here where this will spin and then this will spin, so you can do this to have him do his spin around. I'm gonna chop you with my tail attack that he does in the show. And otherwise, that's about it for this mode. He can sit on Carrigator up here. There is a ridge right here and a little gap right here. He does not lock in at all, but he does. There is a notch set for him to be in. If you want to look at his engine soul, you need to pop this open, and then you need to press this down, and here's his engine soul. I do not have batteries for it, so I cannot show you the noises, but the buttons for activating the engine soul are right here and right here. To transform into an arm, you will bring these down like this, and it will form a fist, and then you'll bring this down, and a fist, and then this will be like a stabbing weapon, kind of like an assassin blade or something from Assassin's Creed. But anyway, that's how he turns into an arm. We'll put him off to the side. Next we have Gunford, and I like the way he looks. I like how he's a police car Doberman, I'm gonna sniff you out wherever you are, kind of police car vehicle. It's a neat design. It's just a very well thought out aesthetic to be a police car and a Doberman and to be a gun. It just has such a... It's very well themed, I'll put it that way. To get his engine soul, you want to push this down here, just like on Berka, and then again, no batteries. And that's about it for this guy. To transform him into a fist, you will bring that out, and that will be the gun. And then you will take this, the wheels, you'll pop them off. I'm not too happy about the parts forming, but there's nothing you can do, and overall I do really like the Go-Onger stuff. Now, put those off to the side, and here we have Carrigator, and Carrigator's kind of interesting because he's this long thing. If you don't have the vehicles on him, you can fold these up and he looks a bit better. He's this long thing. He can move the front of it, which is very nice. But what's interesting about him is that he is actually two vehicles, because the back end of it is also a vehicle. You can see the cockpit up here. It just doesn't fit with what the rest of the series does with the vehicles, because it's just a vehicle by itself and not a particularly interesting vehicle. But it is another vehicle nonetheless. Now, to get this transformation started, you want to pop it in half like this. You want to pull out the helmet from the bottom like this. Then you want to put this on like this. Then you will split the legs down here. Split the feet like this. And come up to the top. Fold this down. Fold these out and down. Out and down. Then here you see his head, and it's just this little itty-bitty pin thing. It's not very good by itself. You really need to have the helmet, and the helmet is the hardest part about finding this guy on eBay. Because if you just buy him new in box, he costs about $200 a lot of the time, which is outrageous for just Carrigator. Not with either of these guys or any of the other components of a G6, G9, or G12. It's just... Carrigator is ridiculously expensive. Now you can find junkers. In fact, I have a junker Gunbro right here. I had to put together two junkers to get this guy. Anyway, the helmet is a big thing for getting this guy. And the way the helmet works is that this will be the G6 helmet too. You turn around like this and open it up. So the way that it actually connects to Gunbro's head is that there is a little tab right on the inside of each of these halves, and those will actually clip into this clip right here and push it down like this. And there is his head, and then we can put on the arms like this. He is overall a very simple combination. He is not my favorite of the bunch, although I do like him quite a bit more than Seikuo, who is the worst of the Go-Onger bunch. Now, his aesthetic is kind of weird. From some angles, it looks great. From some angles, it looks awful. Like, from the very front, he has a very heroic chest, but his shoulders are wide enough, but they're kind of weeny out here, so they don't look as massive as they should. Like, I feel like he should have some big shoulder pads out here to make him look better. I do like the way that his feet look. His feet have a very interesting look to them. And it's just kind of an interesting figure because he is, if I had to describe him, he's a mule for G6. And just like Seikuo is kind of a mule for G9, and Kyoretsuo is a bit different, because I like Kyoretsuo, but he's more of a mule. This is a form that we have because we need to have another Megazord before we put together G6 combination, basically, or Zenith Megazord and Power Rangers RPM. So let's actually get into that now. There's not much more to say about Ganburo. He's just okay. I don't mind him if you like the Go-Onger stuff, and especially if you like the combinations. I do recommend him, but he is not the best of the line. Injino is actually quite good, though. I do like him. So if it were between these two guys, you can only get one, get Injino, because he's actually interesting. This guy's combination is kind of boring. Now, to start this off, we need to prepare Injino. So we'll put away Injino's arms like this. We'll fold these up, and then we will fold his toes in. That's all we need to do for Injino. We'll put them off to the side now. And now we need to start taking apart Ganburo. Now, we need to take his helmet off, and his helmet is ridiculously hard to take off. In fact, I think this might be part of why getting this guy's helmet is so hard, because I am actually kind of afraid that I'll break it. There, we got it off. Now, I got that off. Now, we'll pop these off. We don't need to do anything to these guys, because they're going to be G6's arms. So they'll just be off to the side, if they don't pop apart. And then we're going to start basically turning Carrygator back into his Carrygator mode. Except once we split it apart, we're not going to put it back together. So with this section right here, we're going to fold these up and split these apart. And like that, we'll just leave that down for now. And then with this segment, we're going to make sure this is put all the way in, and this is popped all the way up. We're going to pop this up, pop these out, and then we're going to pop this out to give them a heel. Now, one thing to be careful about is that when you go to combine Carrygator back together, make sure that you have this popped up back together like this, or else you'll end up you'll be grinding them together like this, trying to figure out why it won't go together, and then you'll be like, oh, doy, that's why. So here we have our, basically, Sideshow Bob shoes. We have our arms. And then the helmet, you split it apart like I showed you earlier, like this. And here you have the helmet. And now we're ready to start putting together G6. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the legs right here of Injino, and we're going to take these tabs in here, and we're going to put them into these clips right here, and then this is going to clip onto the inside of his leg. So it's going to go in like this, and angle, and pop together like that. Push this up. Do the same with the other side. It's almost exactly the same combination, just the only difference is that it's a slightly different mold on this side. And here we have the new shoes, and it is actually significantly bigger now, the overall combination, than just Injino was. Because Injino was perfectly tall, but wasn't really a wide set. Now it's starting to get some width to it. We'll put on the new arms like this, and like this. And this, by the way, this version of G6 without the helmet is what I had for a long time before I end up getting this helmet. And then this helmet just plugs onto the front like this. And this is the G6 combination, and I like it a lot. It is a great combination. It's very interesting. It's not what you would expect, and it is a good preparation for what we're going to be seeing later on with G9 and G12. For posability in this mode, you really don't get much. The arms rotate like this, and it's the same on both sides, and that's about it. Anyway, this has been the video review of Ganburo, also known as the Valvemax Megazord in Power Rangers RPM, and G6, also known as the Zenith Megazord in Power Rangers RPM. I do recommend this overall set. If you had to choose between any of the components here, I would definitely get Engine-O first, and Gunboro maybe never if you're not interested in this combination, if this combination doesn't do it for you. And especially if a G9 or G12 also don't interest you, I wouldn't get Gunboro, but Engine-O by himself is pretty good. Anyway, thank you for watching. I review Power Rangers, Transformers, Digimon, Macross figures, lots of stuff like that. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and by the way, I do have some links down below, some playlists, and a Facebook link if you're interested.